Welcome to the IT Free Training video on creating a claims provider trust in Active Directory Federation services. In the previous video, I created a relying party trust in the domain ITFreeTraining. In this video, I will create the claims provider trust in the high-cost training domain. This will allow claims to be created in ITFreeTraining and transferred to the domain high-cost training. I will now change to my Windows Server 2012 computer running in the high-cost training domain to configure the claims provider trust. To start the configuration, I will first open Server Manager by selecting the Server Manager icon from the Quick Launch. Once Server Manager has opened, I will next open ADFS Management from under the Tools menu. The basic install and configuration of Active Directory Federation services has already been done on this server. The next step is to configure the Claims Provider Trust. To configure the trust, I will expand down till I get to Claims Provider Trusts. Right-click and then select the option Add Claims Provider Trust. This will start the Add Claims Provider Trust wizard. Once I am past the welcome screen, the next screen will ask where it should get the source information for the trust. In this case, I will obtain it from the Active Directory Federation service in the ITFreeTraining domain, which is the first option. In order to do this, all I need to do is enter in the name of the server. In order for this server to be resolved, I have also configured the DNS server on this network with conditional forwarding to the other domain, so that they can resolve the name of the server. Once I press Next, the other server will be contacted and, if all goes well, the wizard will move on. On the next screen, I will enter in a display name for the trust. This will make it easier for other administrators to work out what this trust is for. When I press Next, I will move on to the next screen of the wizard, which will tell me all the settings that will be used to create the trust. You can see that there are 3 tabs with settings for the trust. Some of this information was obtained from the other server or obtained locally from this server. Once I press Next, the trust will be created. On the last screen of the wizard, there is a tick box. Open the Edit Claims Rule dialog for this Claims Provider Trust when the wizard closes. I will leave this option ticked. Notice that when I close the wizard, the rules for the trust will automatically be opened. A Claims Provider Trust is easier to configure than a Relying Party Trust. Notice that there is only one rule. The rule Acceptance Transform Rules. If I press the button Add Rule, I will be taken into the Add Rule wizard. From the pull-down, you need to select a template to use for the rule. In this case, I will select the template Pass Through or Filter Incoming Claim. This will allow me to make some changes to the claim when it arrives at the server. On the next screen, I need to enter in some details about the rule. First, I will enter in a name for the rule. Next, I will select what type of claim I'm going to accept. In this case, the claim will be a group, so I will select Group from the list. The claim will have data in it, so the next step is to determine what I want to do with this data. In this case, I will select the option Pass Through Only a Specific Claim Value. In this case, I will enter in the value of Web Application. So effectively, this rule accepts a claim with a group in it and passes on only the value Web Application. Once I press Finish, the rule will be created. The high-cost training and ITFreeTraining Active Directory Federation services have now both been set up and configured. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it informative. I would like to thank you for taking the time to watch, and I hope to see you in other videos from us. Thanks, and see you next time.